Good afternoon, students. Now, in last class, we have studied what are the various types of UPS. UPS is an uninterruptible power supply. Here, you can see in the image the offline UPS as well as online UPS and the working of the UPS. So here, the image gives the clarification of the or the clear working of the offline UPS as well as online UPS. So green color indicates it is a normal power flow. The dotted arrow, the green color arrow indicates normal power flow. The dotted arrow indicates stored energy power flow, and the little bit faded orange color arrow indicates recharge energy flow. So here you can see the flow of the arrows, which indicates how the current or power is supplied through the battery or through the inverter to the from the AC source. Now here that is analog current source. Here you can just go through the image. You will come to know what is the difference between offline UPS and online UPS. Now, the basic components for assembling a new computer system, you can just go through the various components of a computer system which are assembled to form the computer system. So here you can see in between it contains. So here you can see it is an part of the motherboard, or it is a motherboard which contains various components such as processor, then all other this is DDRAM. So all other components which are situated, processor, RAM, ROM, then our BIOS, all these are situated. So these are configured such that or assembled such that to form the computer system. So we can take a computer which are built in the sense which are manufactured by all the components are manufactured by the same company. Here all the components of the computer are manufactured by the same company, so it cannot be needed for configuring. Here the configuration of a computer is needed when you are assembling or when you are taking the different parts of the computer from the different companies. In this sense, motherboard is from one company, processor is from one company, other hardware devices are from another company. So gathering the different hardware devices from different companies, different manufacturing companies, and assembling, in the sense grouping those together, it is called as an assembled computer. It can be called as an assembled computer. So some companies will produce all the hardware part of the computer, and some companies will produce only some part of the computer. So to complete the need of all the hardware devices of the computer can be assembled. Assembling is nothing but taking the different hardware parts or components of the computer from different companies and combining those together to generate or to form the computer system. It is called as an assembled computer. So all the devices are not from the same company. All the devices or all the components or hardware part of the computer are taken from different companies. Is that clear? I hope this is clear. Now, so here it is in some of the brands and specifications of the components of the computer. Processor, it may be dual core or i3, i5, i7. And the brand is Intel. The processor is an of Intel. We know that Intel Pentium 4, Pentium 5 and so on. So here nowadays the processor is dual core or core to dual. Motherboard type is XT, AT baby or ATX. So it can be anything, any one type of the motherboard. Then the primary memory, you can see the primary memory. You can see the primary memory. DDRAM1, DDRAM2, DDRAM3. Its size, the RAM size is either it may be a 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB. It is depends on the customer or a purchaser or a user who wants to have the RAM of how much size. Next, secondary memory. It may be, that is hard disk device that is hard disk drive. It may be a 1 TB or 500 GB or less than that you can have. Then all other components such as keyboard, mouse, you can have USB, or wireless mouse, wireless keyboard or USB in the sense which can be connected, the pin or plug of the keyboard or mouse is connected to the CPU through the USB port. And wireless in the sense there is no need of wires or physical connection of the keyboard or mouse to the CPU. So there is a one small chip like substance component will be present which should be connected to our CPU, so that we can make use of the wireless keyboards, or without the direct connection of the keyboard and mouse we can make use of these hardware components. Next, monitor may be, if you can configure or you can take any type of monitor. You can take CRT monitor which are in dome in size, shape and size. You can take a LED of 14 inch to 18 inch. Now, the printer, it may be an optional. Camera is an optional. Then mic is also an optional. If you want, you can take these along with the computer, but it will not be inside the computer. It will be present outside the computer. Outside the computer, in sense these components will not be inserted or will not be present inside the computer, but it can be used as an external device while purchasing the computer or while having the computer. Now mic is used for recording the voice or inputting the voice type of data. Camera is for capturing the images or for capturing the videos, and printer is to have the hard copy output. Now UPS. So you can have UPS. UPS is uninterrupted power supply. We know that at least its capacity should be of running the computer or supplying the power of up to 20 minutes. Andre it means 20 minutes at least. Even if the current goes off or if the current main power supply is cut off, then at least this UPS must give 20 minutes of the continuous power supply without interruption. So it may be an offline or it may be an online. Then you can have the speakers. Yes, speakers are necessary so that you can have the output of voice. So voice type of output, if you want to have, in the sense it may be in pictures or videos. To have this we need speakers. I hope this is clear. Next. Now, up to this, it completes your first chapter, that is configuration of the computer, in which you have studied what is motherboard, the components of motherboard, then the memory, internal and external memory, primary memory, secondary memory. Now, there are some concepts or key points to remember. What is motherboard? So the motherboard is a main circuit board inside a computer which provides a platform for all the components and peripherals to communicate with each other. So motherboard, these are some points which are important in point of view of the exam also, and to remember or to recall all the concepts of the first chapter. Then the motherboard may be characterized by the form factor, chipset and type of processor socket. The types of the motherboard are XT, AT, Baby AT and ATX motherboard. So whatever nowadays we are using, all those are ATX motherboards. Now, the motherboard components are processor, BIOS, CMOS, slots, disk controllers, input-output ports or interfaces and bus. So all these we have studied. So there may be a chance of asking the question that what are the various components of the motherboard. There may be a chance of occurrence of the question, what is motherboard, and the types of the motherboard. Or there may be a question may arise, characterized the motherboard may, what are the characteristics of the motherboard. So you have to say form factor, chipset and the type of processor socket. Next, the processor. What is processor? There may be a question. What is processor? It is the main component on the motherboard and it is called as the brain of the computer, because everything, whatever we will insert into the computer or whatever we will input into the computer, it may be a program, or it may be any data or any information, any text, any image, or any video. Whatever it may be processed inside the processor, or the calculation or execution will take place inside the processor. That's why it has been called as a brain of the computer. The clock, there are some again concepts like in clock speed, north bridge, south bridge, BIOS, CMOS, slot, disk controller, ports and interfaces. Bus is an important concept where there may be a chance of occurrence of the question. A bus is a collection of parallel wires that form a pathway to carry address, data and control signals. So the bus is a group of wires, small wires, group of small wires which are used to carry or which are used to transfer the data, address as well as signals, control signals from the control units. It can be used for transferring the data, address as well as the signals which are to be sent to various hardware devices. So system bus, the system bus or expansion bus comprises of data bus, address bus and control bus. A computer memory refers to the electronic storing space where we can store the data and instructions. The part of internal memory are registers, cache and primary memory, RAM and ROM. Primary memory consists of RAM and ROM. Now the cache memory, we are knowing it is a high speed memory. It is a high speed memory available inside CPU in order to speed up access of the data and instructions stored in the RAM memory or stored in the primary memory. So it is a very high speed. There may be a chance of occurrence of this question. What is cache memory? So you have to say it is a high speed memory available inside CPU in order to speed up the access of the data and instruction from the primary memory. Next, the types of RAM: DRAMs, SRAM, SDRAM, DDR, SDRAM. So all these are the some of the types of the RAM. Then the power supply. So what is power supply? We know that it is an essential for a computer to prevent computers from failure, breakdown or shutdown. In this sense, the computer while executing a program or while processing, if current goes off, then there may be a chance of losing the data which is stored in the RAM. That's why we need an UPS which flows the current or power uninterruptedly. Uninterruptedly in the sense without interruption, the power is supplied to the computer even though the main power is cut off. In the sense, if the current goes off, even though the computer will run smoothly up to some time, in the sense it may be up to 20 to 30 minutes, so that this UPS will provide the power continuously without interruption, so that we can store our executing program or running program safely, and we can save our data in the file. It is this power supply or UPS is essential because if current goes off while working, there may be a chance of losing of the data. That's why to save that, to retain that, to keep the data safely or stored, we need power supply, continuous power supply that will be arranged, or that will be provided by the UPS. Now I hope this concept is clear. I will upload the PDF you just go through the points to remember, so that this will quickly revise the first chapter and the main concepts which are necessary according to exam also. Now here there are some review of some questions. 1 marks, 2 marks and 3 marks questions are present. So here we'll just go through these questions and I will give you some questions on the test from this chapter. Now 1 mark questions. What is a motherboard? What is microprocessor?